Documentation and updating. Documentation and updating of MLTF business risk assessments. Documentation requirements. Under AML-CFT Law Article 16.1a and AML-CFT Decision Article 4.1a-b, financial institutions, FIs, are required to thoroughly document their MLTF business risk assessments. This documentation must include 1. Organizational risk policies. Risk appetite statement describes the level of risk the organization is willing to accept. Customer acceptance policy outlines criteria for accepting customers based on risk factors. 2. Assessment model and methodology. Model details includes the risk assessment model used. Methodology, procedures and techniques employed in risk assessment. Organizational roles and responsibilities clarifies roles involved in the assessment process. Process flows details the workflow of the risk assessment process. Timing and frequency indicates how often assessments are conducted. Internal reporting requirements specifies reporting obligations. Review, testing, and updating describes how the assessment process is reviewed, tested, and updated. 3. Risk factors and internal input. Identified risk factors, documented factors contributing to MLFT risks. Internal sources, input from internal sources, including the designated AML-CFT compliance officer. 4. Risk analysis details. Inherent and residual risk analysis, documentation of the analysis performed on inherent and residual risks. The documentation must be comprehensive and reflect the effectiveness of the risk assessment processes. It should be made available to supervisory authorities upon request and should be reasonable and proportional to the nature and size of the FI's businesses. Updating requirements. FIs are mandated to keep their MLTF business risk assessments current. This involves 1. Regular review and evaluation. Periodic reviews regularly evaluate risk assessment processes, models, and methodologies based on the size and nature of the business. Continuous updates update assessments whenever significant internal or external changes occur that could impact their accuracy or effectiveness. 2. Factors requiring updates. Business changes, adjustments due to changes in business strategies or objectives. Technological advances, incorporating new technologies or processes. Legislative or regulatory changes, adjustments based on new or updated laws and regulations. New threats or risk factors, updates based on the identification of new MLFT threats or risks. 3. Sources for updates. Recent NRA and topical risk assessments incorporate findings from the most recent National Risk Assessment, NRA, or relevant topical risk assessments. Official sources regularly review updates from supervisory authorities, national competent authorities, and international organizations such as FATF, MENAFATF, other FSRBs, and the Egmont Group.